Hello, my name is Nadira and I work for Peabody, running the Home Energy Advice Service. So the Home Energy Advice Service for Peabody has been running since 2013, and since that time we have completed over 2,000 visits for Peabody residents. So the whole purpose of an energy advice visit is to give one-to-one advice to residents about how to keep warm and comfortable in their homes, and also just to give general energy efficiency advice to them, with the whole aim of reducing the risk of fuel poverty. So in regards to Thamesmead, the first damp and mould visits began in May 2017, and they will be continuing until November this year. So how the Thamesmead visits differed from the usual energy advice visit is that there are 2 visits in total. So the first visit was completed just after the initial works were completed. So where I would give advice to the residents about the works that were installed in the home and make sure that they were using the installations as efficiently as they should be. And then the second visit is due 1 year after the initial visits. And this visit is to just check that there's no more problems with damp and mould, and also to compare energy usage from before installations were put in and then after. So as far as I know, or from the few follow-up visits that I've done so far, the great news is that 100% of homes have not had damp and mould reoccur, which is exactly what we're aiming for. So generally, on the advice visits, I would give tailored advice about moisture management in the home. So that would include information about indoor air quality, humidity levels, making sure that they're ventilating their home as efficiently as possible. I would give advice about how to save on gas usage in the home, so looking at their heating, their hot water controls, as well as electricity usage with the lighting and appliances in the home. So I would also look at the residents' energy bills and do energy comparison checks on behalf of the residents to make sure that they're on the cheapest tariff and saving as much money on energy as possible. I would also give just general water saving advice, and most importantly, information about the new installations that were put into the home. So in this case, with the switchy and the air ecosystems that were put in, and the best ways to use them. Because with energy efficiency measures, the new installations, we all know that you can put new technology into people's homes, but if they don't know how to use that efficiently, then that's where the problems occur. And also, I would give advice about any energy grants that were available to residents, such as the warm home discount, money towards electricity bills. And also Peabody have an internal welfare and benefits department where we could give advice about any energy debts as well. So as a housing association, the 2 installations that were put in were the switchy and air eco. So I found the switchy to be very beneficial for me because before I was doing an energy advice visit, I was able to access the dashboard. So that has plenty of information, as Peter has already mentioned, and Adam will go on to talk about, but I could look at if residents were overheating their homes or underheating their homes. So I had an idea beforehand of how to target help for the residents. As for the air eco, I found that it was excellent in our homes because 2 reasons. It was quiet, which makes a big difference to the residents, and also there was no interaction required on behalf of the residents, so that worked well. So I'm sure we're all interested in how the results have been so far. So a total of 272 homes had the works installed, and I managed to visit 176 out of the 272 homes, which worked out at about 65% success rate. Anyone who works in the housing sector, I'm sure you know how difficult it can be to get into people's homes. So I was quite happy with that percentage. So the following behaviour changes I found to be prevalent. So from the follow-up visits, I found that 75% of residents now leave doors closed during and after bathing and cooking, letting the new extraction system work to extract the moisture out, not opening the door and allowing all the moisture to escape throughout the household. And now residents are now drying clothes outdoors when possible. There has been a 100% satisfaction rate from the home energy advice visits, which I'm very happy about. As I mentioned earlier, I give advice about how to save on energy bills in the home. So each household has saved an average £211. And that has mainly been from behaviour change advice, so giving advice about the thermostat, turning down the thermostat, for example, or access to energy grants, tariff changes, supplier switching, and advice about energy debts as well. Another great outcome was that the hacked Health and Wellbeing Report gives a social value of £770 per person saving from the rectification of damp condensation and mould. So Thamesmead has been seen as an example highlighting the importance of behavioural change. So just last week, London Assembly Environment Committee put out a report titled "Keeping Out the Chill, Fixing London's Cold, Damp and Mouldy Homes," using our Thamesmead project as an example. So one of the factors that they highlighted was the importance of tailored advice according to the resident's individual situation. So for example, looking at the number of occupants in the house, their lifestyle. So for example, are they working most of the day? Are they in at home most of the day? How they ventilate their home. Also, how they like to heat their home, whether they were generally underheating or overheating. And most importantly, working with the residents about the new installations which were put into their homes. I'm going to end with one case study from Thamesmead. So one resident that I went to visit in Thamesmead, living in a flat with her 2 children, she had the Air Eco and the Switchy installed. So from the energy advice visit, I was able to encourage her to lower her thermostat from 30 degrees Celsius down to 22 degrees Celsius. Sometimes it's just a habit thing sometimes, just talking to residents. They're just used to the way that they're always heating their homes. I was able to help her get the Warm Home Discount Grant of £140. And I also managed to move her to a different energy supplier, which in total saved her over £400 per year. She liked the digital aspect of the Switchy, but the greatest outcome was that she said, "My children would wake up in the night and cough a lot. Since the works were completed, they no longer cough." So obviously, I know that there could be 101 factors leading to that change, but we hope that the works that we've done for the resident helped with that situation, and we do these kind of works for this kind of outcome. So ultimately, I've found that behaviour change alongside new installations helps to provide the tools, the knowledge, and the understanding for long-term change for residents.